Hey guys, so I'm back with another video showing you just how easy it is and how smooth it is to run AI applications on AMD GPUs with ROCm. So in this video I'll show you how you can run vLLM, which is basically a high throughput, very memory efficient inference engine. You can have many concurrent API calls to your LLM and it works very smoothly because the memory is not jammed and that sort of thing. But big picture, it's a very, very good inference engine. And it uses something called page detention, which is basically some way to like optimize memory, loosely speaking. So, and another important thing, by the way, is it's compatible with OpenAI REST APIs. So when you're doing something like pedantic AI and you have MCPs, you can use it here. And I'll show this in the next video, which will be much more interesting. But this video is just very practical, how you can get a very efficient LLM inference engine. So let's get started. So I'm gonna basically be following my Medium blog post step by step to show you guys like how it works. And at home, you guys can literally copy these commands yourself. So we're gonna be using their Docker image. So you do Docker pull ROCm vLLM latest to pull the Docker image. So I'll just copy and paste that. Okay, second thing is we're gonna run the Docker container and go inside it. So we're gonna copy and paste this Docker run it thing. And I'm gonna do that here. Okay, and the third thing is now I'm in my Docker image, I'm gonna install Jupyter. So pip install Jupyter. And then I'm going to launch Jupyter with this command. So the important thing with this command is the Jupyter lab. There's nothing that important, but notebook app.token equals my token. This will give me like a password. I wrote port is 888, and you have to make sure that you're doing port forwarding. So if you have like PuTTY, for example, if I go to PuTTY and I do like SSH, let's say I do like I don't know, I load something and I have tunnels, I gotta make sure I do port. So like what I would do is I would add a source port like 888 and a destination localhost 888, and then I do add, and then once I run it, then I can go on my actual normal computer and run localhost 888. So that's what I do. But let's copy and paste this command, and because I did the port forwarding, I can use my localhost on my machine to get that thing. And as I said a second ago, you can basically sorry, not 880, it's 888. So as I said before, the password token is my token. Okay, so now I'm logged in. And the reason I'm copying and pasting on purpose step by step is to give you guys confidence that this will work and you won't have to fiddle too much. Okay, so let's open a new notebook. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we go back to the Medium post and we see that I didn't say ahead of time. This works with Hugging Face model, so you need a Hugging Face login. So I guess, that's what I was missing. Okay, so we can log into Hugging Face by doing from Hugging Face hub, import notebook login, and then notebook login. Yeah, it's very different than my algo trading videos where I don't copy and paste, I do everything from scratch. But here, let's log in, and we have to put in our token. I always undo this because this never works for me, but you can go now to Hugging Face, and on your account, there's a thing that says, where is it? It says access tokens, and you get a token for whatever model you're missing. So I'll do invalidate and refresh. I copy my token, and then I put the token in here. So now I logged into Hugging Face, and I can use their models. Okay, so we're going to be using the Qwen model, which is from Alibaba. And this step does take a little bit of time, so in the meantime I'll like talk about other things. But this step is basically, you're going to launch this. You can launch this either in Jupyter, and then it'll block your notebook because it's like to launch the server of the vLLM. It blocks things. So you can either launch it in Jupyter, and then you'll have to open a new Jupyter notebook, or you can put this in the command prompt. I'm gonna run it in Jupyter just because it's a little bit easier to show. So I go back to my Jupyter notebook, and I'll explain this command in a second. So I do in Jupyter you have to do the exclamation mark, vLLM, use Triton, etc. And let me explain what it does. This takes some time, so let's let it start. And as you see, it automatically detected platform ROCm, so we're using ROCm. But let me explain what these arguments are while it's installing, because it does take a bit of time. And what it installs, and then it runs, it like opens the server so you can make API calls. If you look at my code, there's a few arguments that are of interest. This vLLM use Triton flash attention equals 0. From what I am aware, what I think it does is it makes the default Triton flash attention not be used, and it'll make like a ROCm flash attention be used instead. I think that's what it does. I'm not 100% sure. The rest of the things I do know, this is the model name, Qwen 330B83B. That's like the Alibaba one, very, very good. API key is ABC123. So this is useful when you're going to make calls to the API. You're going to use ABC123 as your authentication, and sometimes you write bearer ABC123, and I'll show you in a second. Sometimes you write that. Sometimes you just write ABC123. I'll show that in a second. The port is the port it listens. So here it's 8000. And enable auto tool choice. Basically, the model can choose what tool to use. This is when you're using MCP servers. It's very useful. And then there's like a tool called parser Hermes. So there's like an open Hermes style function for tool calling. And trust remote code. This is a flag to trust remote code. And you do need it for some models, like for example this Qwen from Alibaba. So that's why it's there. And because this does take some time, we can talk in the meantime. I can try to kill some time, but it keeps running. Okay, so it's going to take some time. Okay, so while it's running, let me just say this is very useful because eventually we can use this as part of like our AI agents, for example. So we can have agents that like do tool calling. Like you can have like a trading agent, which you can ask it like, what's the price of AMD? What's your price of Alibaba? Buy me 300 shares. All that stuff you can do with these agents, and you can call the local models. You don't have to call like an external API like ChatGPT and that sort of thing. This is used like in a normal API. Like so like to make a call, you do something like this. You do like import requests. The URL is HTTP localhost 8000 chat completion. So if you're familiar with OpenAI's API, it's always the completions API. Content type application JSON, and this is where I was talking about the authorization. You write bearer and the ABC123, which is from here. So if you switch this to ABC124, it would be bearer space ABC124. You write your model. So the model has to match exactly the model you wrote here, the Qwen 30B83B. And then for the data, you have the messages, role system, and here is the content, your NBA analyst, and then user ask a question like, who is better, Kobe or LeBron? And you can do stream equals false or true. In a different video, I'll show you stream equals true. Max tokens is the number of tokens to generate, 128, exactly like OpenAI's API. So we'll copy and paste this because once the model runs, we'll run this. And by the way, this is literally just to get ready for my next videos, which are much cooler. But I'm just showing you that like everything works, and you can just copy and paste my Medium blog, and you can get it working for yourself if you have an AMD GPU. Okay. You might need a smaller model if you don't have the MI300, but otherwise it just works. You just copy and paste. So now because this is still running, I have to open a new notebook. So let me, and it's blocking, so let me open a new notebook. So I'll do like a new notebook. And usually you would actually run this in like a terminal. So you do like file, new terminal. You wouldn't run it in a Jupyter notebook, but I don't know. I felt like doing it this way. My computer is freezing as we're speaking, so computer is freezing and daughter's crying. So new notebook. One of these days it should work. See, it's still trying to load the model and then launch it, but like while we're waiting, let's just okay, so now to call it, as I showed you a second ago, you would you're gonna call it like you would with any OpenAI type API. So I do Control G, so I do import requests, and I asked it, you are an NBA analyst, who is better, Kobe or LeBron? And then let's see what it gives us. It's gonna give me a okay, so it finished, so it worked. So look what happens. It says like it has like okay, you know what, let's make it a little bit clear. So this is, I printed the response.json, but if I do a response dot, let's say first, if I do response, what do I get? I get it's okay, right? So then I do response.json. What do I get? I get everything, right? But let's look at choices. So we'll do dot response.json choices. Okay, and choices. You then go to content. You go 0, then content. Oh, sorry. It's like this. And this gives you the content. So if I do content, look what I get. Did I spell something wrong? 0. Okay, sorry. I need to do dot message and the dot content. Okay, sorry. Message. Does this work? Okay, so this is the actual content. Let me print that out. So, okay, so the model's thinking and says, okay, so I need to figure out who is better between Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. Where do I start? Because it's a thinking model. First, I should probably look at their career stats, achievements, and maybe even their impact on the game. Let me break it down. And it says Kobe was with the Lakers his entire career, right? 5 championships, LeBron, this, that. And then it keeps going on these